Shall we begin?
We shall.
All right.
My name is Beth, and I'll be your sassy, sexy tour guide today.
Great. This is for family.
Want to start over?
Oh, it's okay. They all have a sense of humor.
Okay, so we are standing at the bottom of the 40 acres. Go right down to the bottom. That flag is the lower corner. So we're also standing at the bottom of subdivision number 1.
You just tell me what you want me to shoot. I got the flag.
Okay, so now look up the hill. And can you see the green string?
Yeah, I don't know if it shows up in the video.
Okay, I'm gonna hike up there. So this would be the lower corner of the first subdivide. And it could be scooted back further if more of the hillside was desired. But this would be graded out and used for parking or a barn or a shed, or you could bring it higher up and put terraced garden here. So this comes along. Whew. It comes along the side of this hill, and I am not sure exactly where the top of subdivision number 1 would end, but come over here. Because they have 2 lines up here. So this line is coming from one of the flags on the other side of that hill. Let's see. Yeah, I think we decided where that sagebrush is about where the subdivision number 2 would start. But
Then go pee.
yeah, you can go pee anywhere you want, love.
Yeah.
So, see that sagebrush right there? That's about where property number 2 would start, but you could bring the line down at the angle that you wanted to. So that's
So define the top of number 1 before you go to number 2, though.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's a little bit to be decided, but
Approximately.
I think we decided property number 1 would end at one of these knolls, and then property 2 begins.
One of these knolls in the foreground here?
The second.
The second.
See the little one here,
Mhm.
and then the next one.
Okay.
In terms of the top of the property. So next I want to show you that direction.
Right.
So let's go back down to the bottom and hike that line.
And as we go, talk about where you imagine seeing putting buildings,
so this
septic, all that.
This would be the build site.
this
for property
slightly
number 1.
flatter area.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So let's go take a look at the build site from the bottom. And what you would probably want to do is just bring this road down, starting right at the corner. Just bring it down and have either a garage in the back, like have it curve, a road curve all the way around here, or just right to here and put the garage here, or you would just put all the parking area on this side. But you probably want to, you know, even if you have a garage up here, you'd probably want to have a parking area.
Yeah, well, they need
down
it for
from the road.
construction.
So let's walk down here. And these are all the quote-unquote river rocks. But we don't understand how they could be river rocks, but they look like some kind of granite material, and some of them have volcanic characteristics as well. But they're just lining both sides of the road, going all the way up and down. Really beautiful. And there's a lot of pumicey volcanic rock too. And the dirt is amazing. It's so beautiful and full of cow patties and antelope poop. So here's the bottom of the property, and you can imagine a road coming down here.
Wait, let me see what you're talking about.
Coming down here. And I don't know if you would take dirt from grading out that side and bring it over here, dirt from grading the road, or if you would also kind of level this out and bring this over. But obviously you don't want to have to be in the situation of adding dirt. So we'd want to make sure that we could bring enough, you know, to make this nice and level. But there's plenty
Well, we could dig in to make it level, right?
Yeah.
Instead of adding,
Yes.
dig into the hillside to make a pad.
Yeah. So there's plenty of room here. You know, for house and probably garage and all that stuff. And this is technically the bottom of the property. However, you know, the next property, his infrastructure is all down there. So in terms of kids running around and playing, I think you kind of have a little bit of access to this. Do you want to walk this line now?
Sure.
Okay. So I walked this line out 200 paces, which is 600 feet. And that would be the approximate end if you're making it 2 acres. The entire property is kind of like a rectangle moving this way. So south is about there. This is about north-south and east-west. So the rectangle is kind of straddling, you know, between the north and the west.
Uh-huh.
So it runs oblong this way.
Right.
So each subdivided piece is going to be long and thin. So we're going to walk the the long line. So, show back up. Why are you guys playing in the car? Go run around.
What?
Get out of the car and go run around.
No.
Shooting video.
And then your home would look out over this.
It's pretty glorious.
And then this is like an auxiliary creek bed. It's not the main creek bed. And you can see how this used to be a little road.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could be construction access.
Yeah, I mean...
Instead of cutting a new
yeah,
road, all the...
connected right there. Although that's a really short road to cut. But yeah.
Are we sure this isn't a right-of-way?
It could
Or
be.
an easement?
We need to find that out. It could be.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know if this has a setback too. It's not the main creek. The setback from the main creek is 25 feet. But I think you're still perfectly safe if you're building over here. Ooh, get the turkey tracks.
Oh yeah, the turkey horde came through here.
Saw about
Wait, I hear 'em.
the other day.
Just heard him. All right.
So in the creek, although I don't see any right here, but the whole property, there's a lot of red willow and wild rose, and there's wild apple and pear trees, although I don't know if there's any on this piece. So let's walk up through here.
Oh, look at this. It just went back. Wait, that way.
You guys, this might be ours.
Oh, so that yellow strip or that white green strip up there.
That would be the bottom of our yard.
What?
And then you guys would have all this to play in.
Also, that yellow, that green, why is it flopping?
Should have put their snow boots on.
Oh, the Horseshoe tree.
Where? You okay? You guys should have your snow boots on.
So what would be up here?
Okay. Yes, Sterling?
In the car.
If
I
it's
believe
in there,
it's in the car,
if
yeah.
it's in there still, it's buried.
What is it?
At the bottom. So this is kind of a cool little...
Isn't this is the zip line landing pad, isn't it? Up from that high peak up there?
Yeah. Oh, so let me show you where the property goes to. So the little knoll here, that's the highest point of the property, and then if you track over to the little knoll, and you see there's about 5 bushes on the very top. There's a sparse bush just to the right of the top, and then if you go to the left, there's a bush that looks like it has a head. And then there's like 2 more spread out bushes to the left of that.
Uh-huh.
And there's a bush right below that.
Yep.
Oh, No, not that one. Keep tracking over on the top of the ridge.
Okay.
There's the 2 bushes that look more sparse, and then there's an open space.
Yep.
Another one,
You might.
and then another one, and go immediately down to the big bush, and
Yep.
you'll see the orange flag in it.
Okay, I can't see it in the viewfinder, but
Okay, so but
maybe.
that big bush
Right.
is the edge of the property. So I was trying to track this
Towards that.
line at the same degree as that
Right.
This
edge.
is where it was. This is a long string. Did you guys put this string here?
I think Santa did. No, Mama and Poppy did.
Yeah, I put it here.
Oh, this is the one that you got from Santa.
So just cool hilly terrain,
Mama!
and then we're gonna get to the big creek bed. Whoopsie!
You taking a nap?
I'm gonna put your snow boots on, you guys.
And gloves.
Up you go. Yeah. Come on. Let's get out.
Okay, Sylvan, come on.
Papa's belt, 'cause there's a
Guys,
hole
the
in-
more you're falling in the snow, the more wet you're gonna be.
Well, we're not trying
So
to
come, I want to show you the creek bank, you guys. This is the creek bank, this big hill right here.
Is the creek on what would be our property?
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep slipping. So our property goes from the tip.
Oh, your hand is cold.
This game trail looks like it makes a little sledding trail.
Yeah.
Hey, what are those footprints right there? It's like a little
Deer, that's antelope. Come on, come with me. We need to stay with Mama.
So it's like I saw it. Is that a foot
Yeah, that's the antelope track.
Huh? That's a funny.
I think that's what you were describing.
Okay, so this is the property line.
So tell me
Yeah.
more.
So this is 600 feet, but then we wanted to extend it to the other side of the creek bed so that there's creek access, so you can see it
Oh, huh.
coming across right there. So if you were going to extend the property further, you might extend it to the top of this knoll here.
Nice.
But then it gets narrow on this side, and it looks like they might have marked that out because the big tree right there is actually the top of the second subdivide.
Okay.
So this bottom one is pretty narrow here.
Uh-huh.
Don't go down there, love. Because it's way too steep. And then it's just a bunch of trees. So we can't get across the creek right here. We need to walk up. Let's walk up this ridge. There's this plant that's still green.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
There's some green plants right there. What? Must not mind the frost.
I'm trying to do that.
nice to do that in the middle of college. What's that? Falcon.
It has something in its mouth.
There are tons of falcons and hawks and eagles up here.
What kind of eagles?
I've seen one baldy and one goldie.
Wow.
So they're both up here.
Green line is our property.
Yep.
That's a very property.
Okay, so where's the green? Oh, I think that they did not. It doesn't look to me like they marked off the top edge of this property. That's just going across both of them.
Uh-huh.
So it's like somewhere in this vicinity.
Oh, am I going down this way? What?
Okay. I think I'm gonna walk back up on this little ridge right here.
Hey, Ribbon. Wait.
So I'm guessing this is about the top. And look back at that dowel over there. That's the bottom. So it's fairly narrow.
There's the dowel. Okay.
Let's walk up a little further this way.
Look at Mama Sterling.
Sterling, are you okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I think this is the ideal top of the property line to get these trees in it. And then if you look over to this little hill here and that little sagebrush on it, that's what I pointed out before. That would be the edge of the bottom of the second property. So it would come down straight right here.
That's the sagebrush. Okay.
Yeah, the one that's like on that little knoll
Yeah.
right there. And then we would get these trees across the river to where the other green line is, which is really hard to see.
Yeah, I don't see it. You sure it's there?
I can see it over here. I think it tracks behind that little part.
I wonder if they just stopped because I don't see it there.
Oh, I saw it down there too, though.
Okay, anyway, we have a rough idea.
Yeah. Okay, so now to look at the second property.
Okay, hang on. Just want to get this perspective.
antelopes, I think. And turkey. I think it's about here. So this part would be.
So that's
So that flat area over there might be better for a yurt for this property.
I was just thinking on the building site, you just put a deck.
Why would you put a yurt? I mean, if you're gonna live there while it's building.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking the yurt would be moved when the building was started. But
Whole bunch of extra work.
yeah, it's hard to say if there's a flat area here, because see the line?
Oh, yeah, I see.
But I mean, a deck could be built anywhere.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Here or potentially over there. Let's walk back over there one more time.
You could make a deck over the
I just prefer the features of this piece way more.
Yeah.
What about you?
I agree. The land, I like the lower land piece better.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of like digging a house into a hillside, so.
Yeah, that's the only thing is the building site.
Yeah.
But I also love the idea of having the house tucked into this hillside.
Uh-huh.
And then just having all your property right here on one side of the road, like.
Yeah, I mean, you could still dig it part way in there for sure.
Yeah.
And dig like a root cellar into the side or something like that.
Okay, let's go down this little hill.
some people went this way. You know, it's so little.
Oh, did he find his family again?
Let me show him.
Oh, good.
And then we got some in the middle of the rock and he was running.
Oh, good. I mean, this is flat here.
Mm-hmm.
It's, doesn't get, the sun's gonna drop down.
Yeah.
Probably up here would be better. Yeah. Right here. Yeah, but this
Well,
I'm looking in that this might be a good place to put a yurt.
if it's a 30-foot yurt, it would.
Hold on, guys. I need my hands for a second. Hold on, I need my hands. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's plenty of room.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of room. It's just the deck would probably have to be elevated, you know, to get from over here to over there.
Well, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah. Or we level this out a little bit.
I think because I would consider that temporary, I would be more inclined just to build it up.
Yeah.
Elevate the deck to be level.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is actually, it's on the other property. I mean, who's gonna really come and get you if you put a garden right here, you know?
I don't know.
Think the rancher is gonna walk onto the property with a measuring stick?
Yeah.
That's a little south facing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really nice little spot right here.
Yeah.
All right.
absolutely love being up here because you can't see a house, you can't see a person. I mean down there, but like there's no one to bug you. When the second lot gets sold and they start construction, if we were on the bottom, then we'd be dealing with construction, and there will eventually be a neighbor right there.
Up on top of the hill.
Right behind that first little dip.
Oh. Yep.
So the hill from our building spot, the hill shields a lot of the second building spot, but you are going to have to deal with one neighbor on top of you at some point. And hopefully it's our friends.
Yes.
And then there's electrical right there and right there. So we need to get the handle on that from my dad. And I'm not sure what the septic specs would look like for this site because there's the creek vein right here. I don't know where, if the septic, where the leach field would be, you know. Maybe up, well, that's the property line. So yeah.
It has to be 16 feet back from the property line.
Okay, so yeah, that could be a little tricky. And then where...
But I mean, we don't know if this actually even counts as a creek.
No, we don't.
Because, I mean, here we are. I guess it's not quite winter yet, but this is not really going to have water flowing.
It will in the spring. Sure it will. And then where does the water tank go, you know? Probably like back there.
Back where? Like below the road there or above?
Yeah, below the road. Like tuck it in back there. Because it would be gravity fed down from the big tank up on that hill. So if their water tank could go right in sight, the second one, you could feed it down, water tank, feed it down, water tank.
Right.
Yeah, but the septic leach field is probably the biggest mystery to me. So maybe Josh could answer that question.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm not sure the contours of the earth come across as well in the video.
Yeah, but they'll show it better closer.
So this would be the build site.
Yeah, this beautiful sagebrush patch that I hate to lose. So I haven't seen much else on the property except for way over there. I mean, I can imagine, you know, You want as many windows facing south as possible.
Yeah.
But I can imagine it sort of wrapping around with a porch on the top and the bottom, you know. And I know it's harder to build round walls, but not with straw bale. But we have to frame it, so gotta find out about that. But it would be amazing to have a half round right here.
Yeah.
I just saw a car coming up.
We went up Deirdre, I think. It
Oh.
looked like a blue truck.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah, man, that smells amazing. I can smell it from here.
I'm gonna walk up here for a minute. I mean, because you have this easement or whatever it is or was, like, would be a natural place to put parking.
Uh-huh.
But I also kind of think,
Although, if it's an easement,
yeah, I guess
that's
going to
be really important to figure out what that is.
Yeah, you really want your cars to go on the other side of the road so you don't even have to see them, you know.
Yeah.
See the turkeys?
Oh, yeah.
This whole area to the creek and have, you know, your goats, your chickens, your garden, your orchard, and your house.
Yep.